Okay.
Hey creators, it's Tyler and welcome back to Creator Side Income. This is, nope, that way. This is my brother, McKay. He's one of the OGs of the Amazon Influencer Program, and we'll talk a little bit about this. This was meant to be a live stream on YouTube live stream, but we couldn't figure it out today. So we're going to try again. Part of the problem is having an interviewer like that. It's making me do it from my phone instead of my computer, and it has to be vertical, and we just couldn't make it work. And so we're trying this instead. We're kind of doing it live stream style, and then I'll just post this as a normal video this week because we have a lot to talk about. But our hope is we can figure out this live stream business and start doing it on both our channels. Now, McKay has a channel. What's your channel called?
McKay C.
All right, and we'll promote it at the end too, because you've got like almost as many subscribers as me now, which is not very many.
I have dozens.
Yes, there are dozens of us. Perfect. Well, what we wanted to share with you guys today is our experience with Amazon Prime Week. Do they call it Prime Week or did they call it Prime Day, but it's like 4 days?
I don't even care.
I think they call it Prime Day still, but it's like 3 days or 4 days. And I know that you've seen a lot of complaints on Reddit. I see those same complaints on Facebook groups where is it even worth it for influencers anymore? Are we even seeing a bump in July because of Prime Day, or are we seeing a slump right before and then that it evens out with what happens? So we're in very different situations, and I should start with this. McKay has been doing product reviews much longer than I have. He's the one that got me into the Amazon Influencer Program. Before that, he got me reviewing products using a software called Thomason, and I started that almost 10 years ago. So we've been at this game for a while. But while I was just getting my feet wet and figuring things out, McKay went viral with a few YouTube channels, like teaching kids how to sing in Chinese and doing tech tutorials. And so he grew that up while he was growing as a product reviewer. And we were just chatting about this. You've made a lot of money as a product reviewer. Are you willing to disclose any of that, or what do you feel comfortable sharing?
Yeah, I'm comfortable sharing. I over the past 2 years or so, I've made over, I think, $150,000 just from doing product reviews. I think you and I were discussing it is probably somewhere ballpark $500,000 combined for the earnings I've made, but I'm looking this year to hit probably around 200,000 for the year, something like that.
Yeah, and again, just so you kind of know who we are and where we're coming from, McKay has worked in tech for a while. Currently, this is your full-time gig. And I should caveat that he has 4 boys under the age of, how old's your oldest?
8.
8. So 4 boys under the age of 8. His youngest has special needs. And so he's a stay-at-home dad, which is kind of a full-time gig, but he finds time to do the reviews on the side and makes more money than I do. Doing that on the side. Now, for me, I'm a full-time professor at the university, and this has always been a side hustle. It used to take a lot more time than it does now. We probably spent more time trying to figure out how to live stream today than I spent working on reviews this week. But for both of us, it's a significant income source. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's treated us well.
Yeah, and we also are similar. We did grow up together. We have similar value systems. And what that has meant in this context is we make money on the side, but we're both still very frugal. We shop at thrift stores. We look for deals. We are, we've both invested in real estate, rental properties, have money in savings. So, we're not living this luxurious. You're not going to see us on our yacht, because even if we had the money, we wouldn't buy a yacht, or a Corvette or whatever. Like, we're still driving crappy cars, live in normal neighborhoods. That's who we are. I don't think that would change with a huge windfall. Okay, so that gets us to Prime Week. This last week was Prime Week, and Did you see a slump before Prime Week, McKay?
That's kind of hard to say. Like, um, I almost want to say a little bit because I was having some okay-ish days and a few days before, like, but the thing with Amazon influencer program is like everything's always weird. Uh, okay, I will say this. I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Amazon changed where they did the placement for the upper carousel videos.
Hmm.
That has had a major impact on my earnings and my views. So I did see things go down because of that, which coincided with before Prime Day. So I could say, yes, I did see something before Prime Day, but I think it's because of the videos and not because Prime Day was coming up.
Now, the interesting thing on that is, I think for many people who are watching this video, the dozens that will watch, they're, they might have seen a boost because of that carousel change. Because the reason
Possibly,
you
yeah.
dropped is because you're the number one spot for a lot of products that make money. And now they're just saying, we'll accept any video. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if you demonstrate the product. We'll put any video in the upper carousel, give everyone a shot. And since your videos were good and already ranked, you saw a dip, but for many people, they probably saw an increase.
Yeah, I imagine if I was Amazon, they're probably testing out like what actually does well. Do people like to have more choice in videos to watch, or do they want to see the videos that have already proven to be successful? I don't think this video placement's necessarily going to stay as it is for a long time. I think this is probably some testing that Amazon's going through. My hope is that Amazon says, "Hey, it looks like people who put a lot of time and work into their videos, these videos perform better, and so we're gonna put higher placement on that." But I don't even know if that's the case. Maybe it's that people like watching normal people just like, hey, I picked up this thing, this is my opinion on it, I think it's great. Maybe that's what people want to see, which, kind of different from your YouTube style of video. So I may need to change the way I do videos if that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, but this brings us to a good point. Actually, first, before that point, I just realized that I'm using the webcam microphone to talk to you, and I have the fan running on my computer. Can you hear the fan on my computer?
No, your audio sounds fine.
Okay, good. I could go grab a mic, but I'm not going to. So I thinking about where we're at right now with Prime Week compared to previous years. 2 years ago, I was making $200 a day in July. Last year, I was making $125 a day going into July. This year, I'm making $75 a day going into July. So we've seen that with saturation in the program, with the changes Amazon has made, with moving a lot of things over to creator connections, we'll talk about that more in a second. Um, just in general, people are making less per video that they post. And what I saw is, yeah, going into July, I was making the least amount of money I've ever made per video posted. However, I have seen a little bit of an upswing in July to where now I'm averaging about $100 a day. And that's where I was coming into Prime Week. Now, for me on Prime Week, I did see a boost of 25%, where for the last 3 or 4 days, instead of averaging $75 to $100, I've averaged $100 to $150 a day. Not a significant boost, and that's just for on-site commissions, so we're not talking about creator connections yet. Can you tell me what happened to you with just on-site commissions? Are you seeing a similar thing?
Yeah, in fact, my numbers are probably identical to yours, though you used to make a lot more than me on site. I think we're kind of at about the same spot. So I was seeing about the same thing, roughly $75 a day going into Prime Week. And then Prime Week, I've been seeing um I think the highs I've been getting are around just over 200, the lows in the 150s. Finding out what we get the next couple days, but I have seen a similar trend
Okay.
for sure.
Now, the big difference between me and you is Creator Connections. Creator Connections is something we've both been doing for over a year now. And those who are unfamiliar with Creator Connections, it simply is a part of the Amazon Influencer Portal now where they will show active campaigns, and you can accept a campaign if you've already reviewed a video that is part of that campaign, and then you just get a higher commission, often 10%, maybe even more. And so if all you do is just click accept, 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 you're going to make more money as an Amazon influencer. The second part to that is you can now start intentionally getting those products that are in Creator Connections, either by purchasing them yourself or writing or messaging the company and asking if they'll send you one. And I know, McKay, you used to only accept products if they would pay you to do it, but now you're sometimes accepting products through Creator Connections just because you think you're going to make your money back. Now, you kind of really dove into this. How long ago was it when you started just really reaching out to companies to get more products?
Um, I would say probably about 6 months ago.
Okay. And this, you're going to find this is the big difference between our Prime Day experience this year is McKay's got really active on this about 6 months ago. I started about a month ago to do what he's been doing for the last 6 months, which is reaching out to a lot of companies, getting products, and then working with those companies over and over and over to get more products that are on Creator Connections and to get those to rank. So where I have, and I don't know if you even know your numbers on this one. I know I have about 100 active campaigns where I have products that are in Creator Connections that I can get this additional bonus on. Do you know how many you have
About the
in that?
same for me.
Okay.
It's about 100.
So the difference for me and McKay is of my 100, 95 of them are from previous videos I've done over the last several years, and most of them are low ticket items. Whereas, how many of yours are things that you've reviewed in the last 6 months?
Um, that's a good question. Probably less than half. I would say between half and a quarter. So
Okay.
I do have a lot that are old. I think since we're talking about this though, let me kind of tell a story to illustrate why I like Creator Connection so much and kind of how I got into it. So as you mentioned, I used to tell people like, look, if you're not going to pay me, like I'm just not going to do it. I had someone reach out, and this was probably about 4 or 5 6 months ago. They sent me something. I said, if you're not going to pay me, I'm not interested. They mentioned it was on Creator Connections, and I went and I looked at the product, and it was selling, I think, 9,000 a month, something like that. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll do the video. If if I get a good video spot, then it will do well. If not, oh well. Let's see what happens. So I did the video for it. This is a dash cam, by the way. I hate doing videos for dash cameras. There's so much work. You have to install it. Getting it approved on Amazon is nearly impossible. I really didn't want to do this video. I did it anyway. I thought it was an okay video and published it. Nothing happened for probably about 2 or 3 months. I don't think I saw a single penny from that video. It didn't do well on YouTube either. Then all of a sudden it hit the #1 spot on the upper carousel in Amazon, and until just like 3 weeks ago it had stayed there. So all of a sudden I have this one dash camera. It's only about $100, but I'm getting I think 25% commissions on it. So for each unit I sell, that's like $25. And selling 9,000, top spot, selling 4 or 5 a day, that's $100+ a day. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, so if you have a product that's selling really well, you do a video good enough to get in the top spot and stay there, which right now that doesn't seem to be happening. Well, and I can talk about that more later. It seems to be different depending on if you're logged in or not. Anyhow, it makes a big difference if you can find a good product that's selling well and get a good spot for that. So yeah, I'm totally sold on Creator Connections. I've tried to replicate that a few times and I've had some success with that. So the things I'm looking for now is if it's in creator connections and it's selling well and someone's going to offer it for me for free, yeah, I'm going to take it for sure.
Yeah. And I've actually seen a similar thing, but again, you just started this sooner than me, and over the last few months, you've done a lot of products. But for me, I've made about $5,000 total in creator connections over the last year. I'm making about $500 a month. So not great. And I saw a little bit of a boost over Prime Week, but not really. And so for me, I still only made about $150 total a day with creator connections, with offsite commissions, where you blew that out of the water. But what I am seeing is similar to what McKay just shared. I did a portable AC unit a few weeks ago, and it sells for $300 every time I sell one. I make 30 or 40 bucks, and that has increased. So my July earnings are going to be better than my June earnings just based on that one product. I got 3 more products sent to me this week that are also higher ticket items, but they're not selling 9,000 units a month like McKay's has. In some cases, they're not selling at all, so it doesn't matter. Like I can do a $300 product, but if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. And so really the key here is if you're doing creator connections, try to find the things that are already selling at least, like 500 a month. And even if they have a bunch of videos, it looks like Amazon is going to put you up in the carousel at least for a limited time, and you could make some money on those. Would you say that's accurate, McKay?
Yeah. Yeah. And as you were talking, I realized that there have been a few things that I've accepted just because I've wanted them that are on creator connections that weren't selling a lot, but I've just lucked out and they are selling a lot now. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another instance of, being one of the first is also a good thing. I wish Amazon would give us more information on how they do things. I think being one of the first to do a video does have an advantage, but I don't know if that's actually true. But I just try to do higher quality videos than everyone else. My videos are not amazing or anything, but like I look at what everyone's doing, I go just above that, and that
Yeah.
seems to be working okay for me.
Yeah, the bar is really low, and it's interesting because I feel my videos are better than most people, but I don't do a lot of B-roll. I don't do a lot of fancy transitions. I take out my ums and I demonstrate using the product. Whereas McKay's are a little bit more professional. He has a more professional setup. You can even see here, my lighting's kind of crappy right now. My microphone and video aren't as good. McKay's more professional, but his workflow is also more professional, where he includes more of those different kinds of shots, showing it, but he won't just demo it, but he'll show over the last 3 weeks, this is my experience all along the way. So his videos are much better. If someone wanted to see some of your review videos, can you share your YouTube channel for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, Go Tech Geek. It's an amazing name. I don't know what it means, but tech and geek and go view the YouTube channel. There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I have go
Go
in there.
Speed
So
Racer, go.
go go check it out.
Yeah.
Um yeah. I will make the point because you and me, like, we go on Reddit, we go on Facebook, we know what other people are doing, we know what other people's channels are like. I have around 27,000 subscribers, which for our space, for what we do, that is kind of big. Like for me, it seems very small because like I'm looking at other people, but for the reviewer space, for someone who just reviews everything and is not professional,
Right.
I guess I mean I'm professional in the sense that this is my living, but I think going and doing a slightly better video than everyone else, like I because I make as much, if not a little bit more offsite earnings than I do on-site earnings. And then my YouTube channel, that pulls in an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So that helps. But like for me, I think that's been a really big difference maker is having a YouTube channel that is kind of like a lot of times people will email me, say, "Hey, will you do this video?" I say I will for money, and they're like, "Sorry, we won't accept that." And then like a week later, I hear from them, and they're like, "Yeah, we talked to my boss. Yeah, we'll accept that." And I think that comes from like what the competition is. There are a lot of people who are are kind of trying it out, and they're starting out, and maybe they're not making great videos because they're inexperienced. Maybe they're not doing great videos just because they're trying to churn everything out and do a lot. I don't know what it is, but I mean, my videos aren't great. They started out even worse. I've been doing this for a long time. Like this, for me, this is like a, if I can get a little bit better every day, then you can end up where I'm now, where this is my full-time job. But man, I was working at this for many years, making horrible videos and not making any money at all. So I'm not trying to say I'm good at this, but I do think hard work pays off, and actually trying and putting in effort pays off.
Well, and I like that we're doing this as solopreneurs. We don't have a team. We don't have anyone editing our videos for us. And as far as capability, yes, you're no MKHBD or whatever. Like you don't specialize in tech, or you don't specialize in this and that. It's a catch-all channel. But are you capable of making professional quality videos similar to what you'd see on those channels? Yeah, you're capable of doing it. Is that a good return on time investment? Probably not. And I'm in the same thing. I can make a really good high quality video that's worth several $1,000s to a company, but where I'm making my bread and butter right now is slightly better videos than the competition. And I think that's a good place to be as a product reviewer.
One one thing to bring up, going along with your point, is it's really hard to know what will be successful. Like I've tried really hard on some videos. I'm like, okay, I know if I do this and this and this video is going to take off. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be worth all the time and effort I put into it. And the video bombs. And then just like my throwaway video that I don't even want to put up, that does well. And that's not to say just keep on churning out crappy videos, because it's impossible to predict what will do well. But I do think it means that persistence can pay off, and keep on trying and seeing what works. And like the reality is sometimes you just get really lucky. Like my number one viewed video on my YouTube channel is not good. I have, to this day, I have no idea why it's done its well as it has, but it just shows just being persistent, trying new things, and a little bit of luck can
Yeah,
always
and,
help.
and I've shared that before too. Being an influencer in Amazon or doing product reviews, it's you have to balance quantity with quality, because I did a random video that took me 2 minutes to shoot. I simply sat on a bed and I did a mattress review. It's made me $18,000, including $200 this last month. I shot this video 3 years ago, and it wasn't one of my better videos, but it was something that the market needed at that time. And so you have to weigh that. Now I want to transition over into YouTube a little bit more, McKay, because you mentioned you're making a little bit more on offsite than onsite. That's unusual. Most Amazon influencers are making much more on onsite than offsite. Um, what would you attribute that to? I know you've talked about you've done this for a long time, but even if you made 10 videos this month, a year from now, you're going to see probably a better return from what you put on YouTube than what you put on Amazon. Why do you think that is?
I think mostly the videos on my channel that do the best are like comparison videos, or like informative videos. Like we've all seen the videos where it's like top five whatevers of 2025, and it's someone who stole footage from someone else, has a voiceover, and so like I'm an actual person with actual like I'm totally trying to take advantage of the fact that people will send me free stuff. So like right now up in my kitchen I have 4 slushie machines. How many people in the world have 4 slushie machines that they can compare against each other and make a video on? Like there are not a lot of us, I will tell you that much. So I can take advantage of that. I can say, hey, I've tested out this many slushie machines. This is what I've noticed. Like, I don't even have to say which one's best. I can say, this is what you need to know about a slushie machine. This is what's different from all of it. I can leave it at that. And those videos do really well on YouTube. They don't necessarily do that well on Amazon. Sometimes they do. But the interesting thing is all my videos that are doing really well on YouTube almost none of them are doing really well on Amazon and vice versa. It's really weird, but that's just kind
Yeah.
of the nature of things.
Although I would say that Amazon has definitely over the last year put a much higher premium on comparison videos. It seems like those are definitely trending up. I've had a lot more success on Amazon with comparison videos. And what McKay, you just shared how you have 4 slushie machines. Like, I just can't do that. In my house, I don't have a place to store them. I don't want to store them.
I don't either.
I know. Well, and this is why I'm bringing this up is these are some of the decisions you have to make as a product reviewer is, am I going to find a way to inventory? And I've seen McKay's system. He has a lot of stuff and he's found a place to put them and to organize them. I've decided I don't want to go down that route, and it's probably cost me a lot of money because I can't make those videos, but I could record more B-roll when I do my initial video and use that to do a comparison later. I would have to change my strategy. And I am right now in this room, I have 5 office chairs. So I am thinking, all right, let's hold on to these a little bit longer to do comparisons, and then I'll give those chairs away to other people. And so we definitely have different approaches and
Well,
strategies.
here's some advice for you. Because what you do is great, and I wish I could be more like that. First of all, save all your B-roll. I think you do that anyway.
Yeah.
Second of all, I store, if there's something I have more than 2 or 3 of, I will store those video files in the same folder of everything else. So I have a folder for that item, put all of those folders in another item that's like slushy machines, for example. You only need 2 slushy machines at a time, or maybe even one, to do a comparison video. And you say, hey, this is a slushy machine, let me tell you about it. Then you use all your old footage that you've shot at before. You still have that information, you still know about those things, so you can still do that even if you're not inventorying everything. And I've done that and it's worked out fine. It is better to show everything at once, but if you only have 1 or 2 of the items, you can still get away with doing that.
Yeah. Now we're coming up on a half hour, and I don't want this to run on forever, but I know a lot of people watching it want to know the numbers. Like, how was Prime Day this year? So I'm going to share some of mine, and then you can share whatever you want. But this year for Prime Day, I made about $1,000 between those 3 or 4 days. So it was about $200 a day. That includes my YouTube revenue from offsite commission, from ads. It includes the redirection from offsite from YouTube onto Amazon to buy things. It includes creator connections, where I usually averaged about $10 to $15 a day. Over this last week, I've averaged $20 to $40 a day, so a little bit more. And then my on-site. So it wasn't a huge boost for me, but the biggest boost are the things that we've been talking about. This week in the mail, I received several products from Creator Connections that I think will do well in the future. We went on a trip this week, and I reviewed things in the Airbnb that we were at, and that I'm going to see a boost from that. So there were things this week that will result in a boost down the road, but my actual week was fairly pedestrian. I did not see a huge bump. I know that you had a slightly different experience, so I'll turn it over to you.
So here's what I'll say. The best day I've ever had happened this week. I think the second best day I've ever had is going to be today after I see the numbers for Creator Connections. I'll leave it at that for now. If you want to know the exact numbers, my YouTube channel is McKay C, MCKAYC. Go check it out there. Me and Tyler are going to film another, hopefully quicker video, and I'll put it up on that channel.
We're figuring this out. And what I want to hear from you guys on this video, me and McKay chat like this probably about once a week anyways. We love to talk about the influencer program and other things that we're working on. Would you like to see more videos in this style, especially if we can figure out how to go live? Because then we can field your questions live, and you can participate, and we would find a set time. So what I want to know is, do you want more of these videos? If you do, when would be the best time to film them? So are there particular days of the week or times of the day? We're in the mountain time zone, and so take that for what it's worth. Love to know that, and I'd love to know what were your results from Prime week. Did you see similar things, or did you have something different? So that's what I want to see in the comments. like this video, share it, subscribe. I like have to say that every time. And then of course go over to McKay, his YouTube channel. We will film another one there, and it will have different stuff, so you can watch both of them and get a lot of value. All right, bye.